Today I want to show you how to make a pulled barbecue chicken sandwich that's low in calories and high in protein.
Start by putting 2.5 pounds of chicken breast in a crock pot and season as desired. I use Blackened Seasoning, garlic and onion powder, black pepper, and salt. And then add 240 milliliters or 1 cup of chicken broth to the crock pot and cook on high for 3 to 4 hours or low for 5 to 6 hours.
While waiting for the chicken to cook, I'm going to be preparing coleslaw in two different ways. The first one, we'll be using this coleslaw mix. It'll be a vinegar-based coleslaw because I think that'll be used for meal prep better throughout the week and maybe last longer than mayo-based one. And I also just don't really like mayonnaise, so that works better for me. And then I'm also going to be cooking some purple cabbage in the oven, roasting that and then serving that with the pulled chicken sandwiches, or I'll just be having pulled chicken with the cabbage on the side. I don't know, I'm giving myself some flexibility though with my side dishes.
In a bowl, add 1 bag or 454 grams of coleslaw mix and then dice half an onion.
Add the onions to the bowl of coleslaw. This is about half an onion.
To make the vinegar-based coleslaw dressing, you want to use about 45 milliliters of your choice of vinegar, with a little bit of olive oil, and 21 grams of honey, 20 grams of Dijon Mustard, and salt and pepper to taste. And then give it a good mix before adding it on to the coleslaw mix.
And while the chicken is cooking, I'm going to prepare the purple cabbage. I'm going to cut it into thin slices and bake it in the oven at 425 for probably about 30 minutes. I'm going to spray the tops of these and season them with salt, pepper, maybe a little bit of garlic too. This is what the chicken looks like after it's done cooking. And I'm going to take 2 of the chicken breasts out because I ended up cooking 4.5 pounds of chicken when I only really need about 2.5 pounds for the week. And then I'll use that chicken for a later use. And with all the juice in the crock pot, I'm going to drain most of it and leave maybe like a quarter of it to allow the chicken to stay moist before I add the barbecue sauce in it. All right, so I left some of the juice. Now I'm going to shred the meat and then add the barbecue sauce in there.
Shred the 2.5 pounds of chicken. I just used 2 forks. And then add in about 150 grams of your choice of a zero sugar barbecue sauce, and my favorite is the Sweet Baby Ray's zero sugar barbecue sauce. Here's the chicken after it's all been shredded, and then next you want to cut your sweet potatoes into fourths and then season each side with salt and pepper before baking in the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 45 minutes.
These are the sweet potatoes I'm preparing for the week. Just seasoned each side with salt and pepper. Now I'm going to put it in the oven. Here's what the purple cabbage looks like out of the oven. Now I just have to chop it up. Add a little bit of salt just for flavor after it's all been cooked and chopped up.
When preparing a sandwich, I like to use about 6 ounces of the pulled chicken mixture, add a little extra barbecue sauce on top, and then you can put whichever form of cabbage you want as a topping. And I also like to add pickles because I think pickles are a good complement for a pulled chicken sandwich.
There's the final product. I'll put the macros on the screen for the pulled chicken sandwich. I'm going to enjoy this. I also have 2 different coleslaws to mix it with. So this is the vinegar-based one. Well, this is coleslaw, and then this is just chopped up purple cabbage. On this sandwich, I used the purple cabbage. Later on, I might use the coleslaw, and then I'll show you how I prep for the rest of the week using the sweet potatoes. Here's how the final meal prep turned out. I ended up doing sweet potatoes with the pulled barbecue chicken. I may or may not make sandwiches for lunches this week, but just in case, I have brioche buns for more flavor but a little higher calorie. And then I also have these carb balance buns that are 100 calories per bun with 10 grams of fiber. I have 2 different forms of coleslaw to vary up my meal preps. So you can see here, this is a meal prep that reheats really well. I highly recommend it, and if you give it a try, let me know what you think.
When using a Carb Smart bun, the pulled chicken sandwich has 290 calories and 48 grams of protein. And then the meal prep I did this week was about 8 ounces of pulled chicken and 200 grams of sweet potato, and there's the macronutrient breakdown right there. Thanks for watching.